What is up? Welcome back to the Smart Couple podcast and Wednesday morning show. All right, I'm going to fire off a question for you here in a moment, and then I'm going to answer a question. So, as you know, we here at the Smart Couple aim to serve you and help you have awesome interpersonal relationships, particularly a partnership with one person. If you're into monogamy, this is a good spot for you because it's one of the hardest things to do on the planet is to partner with someone for a long time. And it can be one of the most rewarding, most beautiful experiences. At least that's my experience. So challenging, yes. Rewarding, absolutely. Especially when you show up day after day and commit to working through your own blocks and barriers to love. It's really good stuff. So here's my question for you to start us off. And I'd love you to play the game here when I ask a question. If you can and you're willing, that'd be nice. On a scale of 1 to 3, how was Valentine's Day for you? 3 is hot and sexy. 2 is, it was all right. 1 is not so much. And 0 is, why do we have that holiday? And you're maybe pissed or hurt or like, man, that is lame. So 0 to 3. How was your Valentine's Day? 3 is hot and sexy. 0 is terrible. And I'm just curious, how was it? Because there's a lot of hype. Do you know that we spend, I think, that's what I read anyway, $20 billion on Valentine's Day, we, the consumer. And men outspend women a lot more, which is really interesting, right? What does that say about us guys? Are we really that predictable that once a year we'll step up to the plate and go, oh, honey, here's some flowers or some chocolates. I'm like, really? I love that there's $20 billion put behind a concept around love, like how to love each other, more than the Super Bowl by like $5 billion. That's really fascinating to me, right? Okay, Stephen, I'm going to call you out on the blame there. So instead of my partner didn't make much of an effort for me, what did you do for another person, right? Yeah, so in other words, billions of dollars are spent on Valentine's Day, and I don't know that it actually delivers, For example, a lot of people think they should buy their partner flowers. I should buy flowers because that's what you're supposed to do. I should get a card and say, I love you, sweetie. But if you don't mean it and you're just going through the motions, whether you shower your partner with gifts or not, it just doesn't land. Human beings are smarter. We're more sensitive than that. What we really want is someone to look us in the eye and hold our hands and just say, wow, I really value you and care about who you are. And I'm grateful that we're together, even though it can be hard. Man, am I fortunate to be with someone like you. And then we have to ask the question, if we can say something like that and really be honest and mean it, why are we just saying that once a year or when the superiors tell us to on Valentine's Day? I don't understand. But whatever. I'm going to continue to play the game to a degree myself. Not as much with my wife because I don't know that it does much. And I think there's an opportunity here for us to use this day to see if we can genuinely practice caring about someone and advocating for what we need, as we talked about last week, right? Okay, so today's question, let me pull it up here. We were just going off a little bit about Valentine's Day. If you have your own 2 cents about Valentine's Day, please leave it in the comments below. I'm a little skeptical of Valentine's Day, but clearly, if we're spending as a society $20 billion, it's resonating for some people. Okay, this question is coming from Natalia, and it's about cheating. Cheating. Okay. She asks, once someone cheats on you, should you walk away completely and let go? That's the question. Quietly raise your hand if you feel like you've been cheated on before, or you have cheated on someone else. It's a lot of us. Once someone cheats on you, should you walk away and completely let go? Feel free to answer that question below with a simple yes or no, or depends. I'm curious what you think. So Natalia continues, or do you think going through something like this could strengthen a relationship and create a deeper bond? Now we're talking. Not sure where to draw the boundaries. When I found out the cheating, I spent 3 hours with him trying to understand why. Am I being too understanding? Basically, I'd like to know what your thoughts are when it comes to getting back together with someone that cheated on you. Any advice? Okay. There's our question. I really appreciate it, Natalia. Because a lot of us have been, what we feel like is betrayed, right? Someone, hey, we're dating, and all of a sudden I found out they're hooking up with someone else. Or years into a marriage, turns out there's an affair going on. And you find out about it, of course, not from your partner, but through the grapevine or through an email or a text thread or something like that. And it's obviously really hurtful. For most of us, cheating is a non-negotiable. Like, no, that doesn't fly, right? But then you got to ask the question, well, that seems like a no-brainer in a lot of marriages. Well, it's sort of assumed that you're not going to cheat on me, right? Like, come on. And it happens all the time. All the time. Cheating happens. So when this happens, what do you do about it? And she's asking, could it strengthen your relationship and deepen the bond? Well, go listen to Satyan Raja and his wife on episode 37 of the podcast. And those two have been together 28 years, probably 29 now, and they survived, and it made them stronger. So absolutely, couples can get through such an ordeal as cheating. Absolutely. When you're dating, I think it can be almost harder because there's less at stake, so it's easier to end the relationship or justify the cheating. When you're in a marriage for many, many years, the stakes are a little higher. Now there's maybe kids involved. Maybe you're sharing a mortgage and finances together. Your bank accounts are merged. There's just more at stake, usually the longer you're in a relationship. The more attached you are in a certain weird kind of way. So absolutely, the first answer to your question is yes, you can recover. Should I walk away and completely let go? Again, this is a personal choice for everybody. It depends on who you are, how invested you are in them, what you have together, what's at stake, etc. So I think cheating usually means that the couple has not been talking openly about a number of things. And the advantage to cheating is it all comes out on the table, hopefully. It's like, wow, okay, I was ignorant. I was asleep at the wheel here. Clearly, I don't know some things about you. So the benefit to cheating is you can bring it forward. And someone's saying cheating saved my relationship. Exactly. So cheating's a big wake-up call. And for those of you who have been cheated on, I hope you see it that way. Obviously, it's painful. Yes. Lots of crying, lots of hitting pillows, lots of anger, of course. And as I said in my earlier podcast on affairs, if you don't see your part in the dynamic, which means, how did I fall asleep at the wheel? How did I trust too much? How did I not tune into my spider senses when they were going off about this other woman or man? Usually cheating, the person who got cheated on has been a little bit asleep. And this is the benefit here is it wakes you up out of your trance and goes, wow, I thought I was in a good relationship. Apparently I have something to learn about relationship and something to learn about myself. Okay. Again, this is not blaming you. No, we're not doing that game. the victim, people want to tell me that, oh, you're blaming me. No, I'm not blaming you. That's your orientation. If you want to blame yourself, feel free. I'm into taking responsibility. How did I co-create the cheating situation? What did I do that contributed to this? Damn, I fell asleep. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't give him or her what they wanted or needed. I didn't know how. I was a terrible listener. I was bitchy. I fought all the time. I was kind of an asshole, et cetera, right? If I'm not attending to my wife on a regular basis in a way that works for her, and I'm just kind of fall into a complacent rut, which happens in marriages all the time, then I would not fault her for going out of bounds, even though we have a non-negotiable agreement in place, to hook up with someone. Be like, yeah, well, I was over here not attending to you. Or I was overly attending to you and I was driving you away. I was so in your grill and in your space that you needed some exit strategy or something. I don't know. Anyway, we can work through cheating. But you have to have good tools. And the two of you both have to be all in, 2 feet. Wow, okay, we had a big severance here. There was a big breach. One person says, I want to work this out. I feel deeply hurt and I still want to be with you. I still choose to be with you. Do you still choose that with me? Sometimes the person says, no, I'm way more into this other person because they're giving me what I want, which is a big dopamine fix for now. Okay, cool. Then let's end this relationship. But if the other person's feels ashamed about their behavior, which is obviously a great thing to feel here if you've done the cheating, because that's what shame does, is it wakes you up. It's feedback. It's oops, I was out of integrity there. Then if you wake up out of that and you feel ashamed and you're like, ooh, no, I want to correct this. I feel bad. And I know when I think about it, after a few weeks here, a few days, of course I want to be with you and I want to correct this and I want to get back in integrity and I want to re-earn your trust. Are you up for that? Yes. Okay, now we have 2 willing people that can absolutely get stronger and probably will get stronger if they seal down the container and they go towards each other and they really work on it with help, ideally, to continue to reestablish trust, So absolutely, this can be healed, but it takes 2 willing people, right? As I always say. Michelle's saying, yeah, but what if you're just tired? If you're tired and you feel beat up or burnt out, then you're dealing with that. And if you don't want to fight for the relationship because you're, quote, too tired, then don't go uphill if you don't want to. But I can guarantee you, if you want to work through a big challenge like cheating, it's going to take some heavy lifting. Yeah. And if someone doesn't want to come back, then that's okay. That's their life. It's their choice. And you can't really do anything about it. You can fight, knock down the door, and say, no, I want to do this. As much as you feel up for in your heart. And at a certain point, if a person's got the door closed, there's no relationship with that. Yeah. None. So move on. You're going to have to pick up the pieces here and find yourself again and move on. And in my Deep Psychology of Intimate Relationships course, we give you a tool that can help you overcome and work through affairs and cheating. All right, I'm not going to go into that here, but it's very powerful. And it's essentially, the essence of it is to see your crisis here as an opportunity. Because there's no other way to play deep emotional hurts from other people in our life, but to okay, I got beat up, I got assaulted, I got attacked, I got cheated on, I got an affair. How am I going to get stronger from this? That's the question. There's the only one way. You feel free to go into your shame pool or the swamp of victimhood, but it's not going to do anything for you except keep you there. So any smart personal growth tool and teacher is going to tell you, learn from your mistakes, learn from failures, learn from your deep traumas and hurts, and get empowered. turn the whole thing around into an opportunity to find yourself more and to become yourself more fully. All right. Okay.